Well, it's finally time. We are going to attempt to beat one of the all-time pole laps in Formula 1. That iconic 2020 pole lap at Spa from Lewis Hamilton. A 1 minute 41.252. Can we go flat through Pouon? All these questions, all these things which we want to find the answer to, we're going to find out in this video. Now, we've danced around this topic for a long time. I've made videos related to this particular lap, you know, comparing the old layout, the new layout, using retro F1 cars on slicks to try and beat that lap time. But this is the first time and the only time we're actually going to go head to head and actually try to beat it in the exact same car. So everything is set up, conditions, everything is looking good. We are now going to try and go out there and beat that 141.252 from the 7-time world champion. So guys, if you like the sound of that, leave a like on the video. Let's try to smash over 2,000 likes for this one. It's going to be a target, as this video I think could do pretty well. I think you guys will enjoy it and it'll be a fun challenge. Also, link down below to all the mods as always in these videos. And yeah, we're going to see what happens. So currently we have our car on default settings. I have mediums on, so the C3 tire. The C4 was the softest compound available on this weekend back in 2020, so we can go a step softer if necessary. And also car setup is default. All we're going to do is just crank up the engine mode a little bit to balanced low, and we're going to make a small brake bias tweak to 51.5, and we're going to get the lap underway and see how we do on a banker. So there's not going to be a ton of grip, but we're going to see how it feels. Turn 1, we lock up and run deep straight away, so that's going to be a good half second, 7/10 give or take. Front tire's getting cold, which is a trait of this track. You have to start the lap with very warm fronts because they cool off massively in the first sector. DRS open, down the Kemmel straight as we wait for the braking into Les Combes. Going to brake at the 50. Down to 3rd gear, but that should be 4th eventually the whole way through. Up to 5th. Be patient on the exit, track limits. Turn 8, Ravage. Understeer central. Trying to stay tight as we then plunge the car into turn 9. No name. Slightly out of track limits there, but this will not be our best lap, so we don't have to worry too much. Pouon already 7th gear. Slight lift, but nearly flat. On the anchors, into now the Fagnes chicane. 5th gear for now, should be 5th pretty much for the whole time we do that lap. Now Stavlo in 4th, keep it within the white lines again, and now take a breather as we prepare the bus stop chicane. We're going to try and brake, I think around the 100, possibly 90 or maybe even 80 meters. Important here to keep control of the back end, as it can get loose in the first apex because of the elevation change. Braking at 100, nice and early. Going to dip to 2nd gear, get the rotation, try and carry some minimum speed. Wall speed on the curb as we cross the line to set a 46.4 banker, so that puts us 5.2 seconds off. So let's make some adjustments and let's make the car a bit more agile. Now, time for the second attempt. I'm going to hopefully be a lot quicker in this one. We now have the softest tyres possible. So the C4 tyre, fuel has been reduced by more than half, wings have been adjusted, tyre pressure has been adjusted, also ride height has been lowered. A lot of things have changed, and we're also going to run a bit more engine mode. So let's get to it. Brake bias is set, tyres are nice and warm, so let's get into it. Get the exit right, avoid the curb, avoid the wall spin, and let's get the lap underway. So this should be a bit more accurate. Turn 1. Still not great. I probably can't brake at the 100 like an F1 game, so we're going to have to retrain our muscle memory there. So probably still a good 7/10 to find through turn 1. Let's try and have a good rest of the lap though. Beautifully cut there through Radion. Just dipping into the grass a little bit, and now we're going to hopefully see the difference in the car setup. I think brake bias is a little bit too rearward, but you can see this time holding it in 4th. Got to get closer to the apex there, as there is a bit of camber which you can use to help rotate the car. I'm locking the rears and the fronts here, so not exactly ideal. No name. That's more like it. Right on the apex there, getting that camber, which gives you the rotation. Who on? Already flat. Already flat. And that's how you're going to get quicker as we crank up the engine mode and put some party mode on. Fifth gear through here now feels very nice through the chicane. Slightly out of bounds there, but that's okay. Again, we'll go quicker than this in future laps. Currently 2.3 seconds up. Let's try and find a bit more time in this final sector. The engine mode will help us out as we'll just gain time for doing nothing down the straight. And we just got to try and get that bus stop cleaned up a little bit and avoid the wall spin on exit. We'll brake at the 100. Oh, missed the downshift. It's not ideal. That's going to cost us pretty much the entire advantage. I might try again, actually. We improved, but let me just go again and see if we can go quicker and correct some of those mistakes. Turn 1 still not great, but a lot closer to the apex this time. That's more like it. Within track limits this time. Lost a 10th in the middle sector, but we kept it all within track limits this time, so all we have to do now is just try and sort out the bus stop. We'll brake a little bit earlier, a bit more conservatively at the 100. That's a bit better, a bit more direction change as well. Up to the line. And there we go. 43.4, and there's that 1.4 seconds we dropped. So that puts us 2.2 seconds away. Let's make more adjustments. Now, I think this lap could be key, because if we have a clean lap, we'll get a proper indication if the adjustments I've made are correct. So I've actually tweaked the tyre pressures so the fronts should get a bit hotter and the rear should stay the same. I've increased both front and rear wings, so more downfalls, but we're going to run more engine mode. We're going to run hot lap mode, aka party mode, which should counteract the extra wing, and I've put the brake bar slightly more towards the front, so hopefully a stable rear under braking, but more horsepower should hopefully negate the extra downfalls. So let's see, turn 1, can't get any rotation there with the braking, can't get the nose to turn in at all, but this time at least we did pretty much get the apex. So we're going to hit a bit more of a VMAX. Also, fuel has been reduced to a single timed lap, so that will help us gain a bit of performance as well. But I'm expecting the big gains to happen in the middle sector. We actually lost 10th on our previous lap, so I want to see a bit of difference here. That's more like it. That feels nice. Rear end staying put, nice and tight through turn 8 the whole way through. Taking a quick downshift through 9 and no name. Let's see if Corn is still flat with this engine mode. Yes, it is. A bit closer there to the track limits, although didn't quite catch the apex. Chicane. Sacrifice a little bit the exit the first one to have a better second. Stav low, a little bit wide there, but we keep under control. Currently a full second up, and the engine mode will help us out down this back straight. I'd love if we could get a high 41. I think it's going to fall just short, depending on what we do in the bus stop. But now we're starting to get quick, it's starting to ramp up. Too late again, I've got to brake earlier. We might have just thrown everything away on that one. Up to the line. Okay, we do improve still, but we did throw away a good chunk of time. So I think I might try and go for it, you know. There's not really much more to change. The car feels pretty good. I might put a touch more wing on the front and the rear, because we have one more bit of engine mode to go for. So we're going to go all out, maximum power, one more click on front and rear wing, and we're going to see if we can challenge a 1:41.252. Ooh, close. very close. I wasn't flat through P1. I took a slight lift. That lap was very good though. There was very minimal errors, if really anything. So the margins are fine. Very fine. Woo. Oh my god. I almost bottled a perfect lap on the bus stop exit. Oh my days. I just got on the curb, lost some wheel spin, but we've just beaten it. Lewis did a 2.52. We did a 2.17. That's how close it was. I reckon I could probably go a little bit quicker. You know, that bus stop mistake. Probably a 1, maybe even a high 0. But the rest of the lap was so good. Literally perfect. Flat out through P1. Let's get into the replay and the setup. Like, subscribe. Let's get to it. Now let me run you through the setup of the car for the best lap. I was running the soft 1 or the soft S1, which equates to C4 in game. You have also soft S, which is C5, but this is what was available at Spa in 2020. Tyre pressures I inverted, so originally the rears were on 17, fronts on 18. I flipped them around to have more balanced tyre pressure and more tyre temp, on the front. Then fuel, I actually did 2.5 on my previous best lap, or 2.6. I gambled on 2.2, which is 7 litres for the best lap, hoping I didn't run out, and luckily that helped us quite a bit. Electronics were set to hot lap and motor, engine brake on 10, which is default, which works pretty well around here. Aero 17, 17 at 22. So from default, I believe +2 on front and +2 on rear overall. Alignment, dampers, generic, default. Actually, brake bars, I think it's actually 53 default. So brake bars 52 for my lap. I actually made the in-car adjustment and tweaked it to 51 for my best lap. So you can't do 0.5s in the menu, so you have to use a button or a dial to bring it to 0.5. So 51.5 for me. Dampers, default suspension. I lowered the ride height on the front and the rear. The rear by, I believe, 1 click on each side, and the front by, I think, 5 clicks to have the front end a bit more kind of raked down. And then suspension default, steering assist to max to kind of just cut out some of the vibrations so you guys don't pick up too much on the microphone, which is just a personal thing. And yeah, the rest is default. But there we go, guys. That is it. Successful episode. I didn't actually think we'd beat that lap time, but we did. Job done. Car was beautiful to drive, and I'll leave that link down below, guys. Spa is a DLC circuit or a default circuit in the game, so you don't have to get a mod for it. This is Assetto Corsa. Visual mods also linked down below. But guys, cheers for watching. Let's try and smash over 2,000 likes. Subscribe if you're new to the channel for more content like this, and also suggestions down below in the comments. What do you want to see next in this series? And yeah, as always, a big shout out to the members. Check the links down below, guys, for other channel sponsors, discounts, and affiliate partnerships. And yeah, cheers for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care, and it's goodbye from me.